If you're looking for the best shooting guard build in NBA 2K24 for comp, pro-am, park, or rec, you have come to the right place. I'm hitting crazy shots with no takeover on this build. Call me J.R. Smith because I want the contest. 48%, no takeover, doesn't matter, it's green. This build is an absolute dog. Let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into it, man. Alright, so we're going to hop into the build, but before we do, I want you to leave a comment down below and let me know what you're enjoying the most about this new 2K. I'm really having a good time with it. I think it's a pretty solid game. It definitely plays more realistic. It's a 2K video game, so obviously there's always going to be some cheese and some corny stuff that happens, but overall, I think the game's pretty solid. It's been fun. It's taken some getting used to for my team. We're very used to past 2Ks with very high speed guards, stuff like that. But overall, I think the game's pretty solid. We're having a good time, and I think we're going to continue to have fun for the months to come. So let me know how you're feeling about the game down below. Alright, so let's get straight to it. This is going to be made at the point guard spot. The only reason you would want to make this at the 2 is if you think that you're going to have a higher pass accuracy than your point guard. You shouldn't, more than likely. This build does have 74 pass accuracy, which is very serviceable, but your point guard definitely needs to have more than 74. You want to be RBB. It just makes sense for your team. If you're playing park, then I guess it doesn't really matter as much. But for 5s, you definitely want to make sure that this build is put at the 2 spot. So if you want to guarantee that, put it at the shooting guard. Otherwise, keep it at the point guard. The build really doesn't change. So we're going to be 6'3" on the height. Weight's going to be 170. Wingspan 6'6". Alright, so we're going to go through the attributes and kind of explain why we chose certain thresholds and what badges we get, what animations we were shooting for. But if you're a person that's probably more like me, where you just want to see the attributes and go, then that's totally okay. Here's all of the attributes on the screen. You don't have to sit there and click around on the video and figure out where I put my last 3 points in my free throw. The build's right here for you on the screen. I'll try to bring value to 2 different types of people. Some people want the full breakdown. Some people just want to see the build and go. So here you go. But now let's hop into the actual attributes and why I chose each thing and what badges I was shooting for. So we got 51 close shot. This has no point to it. I'm just going to let you know right now. There's no point. It only went up because of other attributes. I think it goes up from like your driving layup or your 3-pointer or something like that. Maybe your mid-range. I can't remember what it is, but your close shot goes up from something else. 76 driving layup feels really good. You get gold scooper, gold whistle. We've got gold pro touch, silver float game, gold giant slayer, and bronze slithery. All really good badges. The scooper layups this year are really good if you can learn kind of how to point your stick to get them to trigger every time. Giant slayer doesn't seem as good as it did last year with these 6'3" guards, but it's still not a bad badge. 45 standing dunk feels pretty good. I actually think it feels better on the taller guards. As you see, this build has no driving dunk. You don't really need it this year. Honestly, the driving dunks feel terrible. Standing dunks feel really good. Layups feel pretty good. Mid-ranges, we'll kind of talk about this more later, but mid-ranges feel amazing in this 2K. They really do. It's probably one of the best shots in the game. So we'll talk about that a little bit in a second. But 45 standing dunk, at a 40 you get 2-handed standing dunks, and at a 45 you get 1-handed standing dunks. These are really important to have for backdoor cuts, etc. So make sure you have this on at least like a 40. And it doesn't take a ton to get this to a 40 either. You're not losing much on your build to have this, so make sure you put that on there. 81 mid-range, I actually kind of wish I had this a little bit higher. Mid-ranges, like I just mentioned, are very good this 2K. Our point guard has always been a very mid-range hunting guard. Even whenever in past 2Ks, it's never been super meta. The contests are kind of weird. The fading middies were always not very easy. He is hitting some crazy mid-ranges this year with his like silver and bronze midi position. He's got a pretty high mid-range. I think he has like around a 90, but it doesn't matter. With an 81, 84, let me show you. At an 84 mid-range, you do get gold midi position. But man, this mid-range game this year feels great. The contest system feels really good. The fading middies feel really good. Centers have a very hard time contesting the mid-ranges. I would argue that past the 3-pointers, you should probably be taking more mid-ranges than layups. It's pretty nutty. You should be taking a ton of middies in this 2K, specifically in the 5s. Obviously in 3s, the game plays differently. But in the 5v5 setting where spacing is so tight and there's not a whole lot of windows, these mid-ranges are killer. So make sure you get that mid-range up to at least a pretty decent range. I'd probably shoot for at least an 80. All right, so let's talk about the most important attribute to this build. And there's 2 sides of the coin right now with this rating. 96 3-ball gets you some very good badges. And it also is just easier to hit, period, point blank. It's way easier to hit shots with a 96 compared to a 75, 85, anything else in between. 96 feels very good just as a rating stands. But here's the thing. You got gold agent 3s, you got gold blinders, gold deadeye, Hall of Fame catch and shoot, you got spot finder, one of my favorite badges in the game right now, open looks, it's on Hall of Fame. Oh, but here's the problem, here's the issue. Gold limitless range feels terrible. Actually, all limitless range feels terrible. Every shot you take from limitless right now pops up and says bad shot selection. It says you're stupid. It says you're a dumb boy for shooting from that far away. But here's the problem. What's the point of the badge if you can't shoot from that range and it be a good shot selection? So the way the game stands right now, I'm not sure how much value there is in having a 96. If you drop this to a 94, you still get every other badge on the exact same level. You just drop limitless from a gold to a silver. As you can see, we dropped 2 overall points just doing that. Look at that. We went from a 99 to a 97. And if you don't care about gold agent 3s, you could even drop this to a 92. I think your open looks will go down to a gold and your whistle will go down to silver, so keep that in mind. But honestly, the way the game stands right now, I'm not sure how much point there is in having a 96. I actually just made a build with a 92 3 ball, and it really feels about the same. I'm not going to completely advocate you switch to a 92 3-point build yet, because we don't know if they're going to fix limitless. I would think that they would, which is why I still think that you should shoot for 96, because even if they don't fix it anytime soon, 96 just feels better. It just does, period, point blank. You are going to shoot a better percentage with a 96. But that's just something to kind of keep in mind. That's definitely your decision. I just think as it stands right now, gold limitless is pointless, it's useless. So if you're going for a 96, you're basically only going for that higher attribute, for the higher chance of making shots. You're not going to be able to still shoot from limitless range. But it really sucks. I don't like it. It makes it feel really bad that a badge that is so hard to achieve is completely pointless. We got a 76 free throw. We do get bronze free points. If you go for an 80, you will get the silver badge. Free throws are hard to green, but they're still not really hard to make. A lot of the low percentage free throws will still go in. I mean, I've seen my teammates, the other team's players, hit like 50%, 40%, 60%. It's always been like this, or at least the last couple of 2Ks. Free throws are just really easy to hit. Even if you don't green them, they're going to go in pretty consistently. 74 pass accuracy. In a really perfect world, you could get this a little bit higher, but I've been playing with a 74 pass accuracy, and to me, it feels pretty good. I don't feel like I throw a ton of crazy passes that go out of bounds. I even can still bail out occasionally. Obviously, having the badge on bronze is really hard to get this year with an 87 pass ac, but 74 feels pretty good. 92 ball handle, you're going to have access to all the best dribble animations in the game. You got gold blow by, which is a really good badge, gold handles for days, silver killer combos, gold speed booster, gold unpluckable. Gold unpluckable doesn't feel very good right now. I still put my gold floor setter on unpluckable just because it's not very easy to get online. But unpluckable, the way the game stands right now, you're going to get ripped regardless. I don't think even Hall of Fame unpluckable is saving people right now from how bad and, or I guess how good glove and right stick ripper really work in a combo pair. People are getting plucks left and right. Point guards, it really doesn't matter what you do. You can have gold unpluckable, you can have Hall of Fame unpluckable, you could break the game and go platinum unpluckable. You're going to still get ripped. That's just the way the game is right now. I don't love it. It's not as bad in Pro-Am as it is in like Park or Rec, but sheesh, dude. These guys walk up and tap X with their they could put their hands behind their back and the game will find a way to give them a pluck steal. It's ridiculous. But still shoot for gold, because if you don't, it's going to be even worse for you. So go for at least gold, plus at 92 ball handle, you get tons of great dribble animations. 90 speed with ball, this is probably the most important attribute on your build aside from the three-pointer. 90 speed with ball gives you the best dribble style in the game right now. Kyrie Irving. Do not, I repeat, do not go for anything less than a 90 speed with ball. You need it, you need it, you need it. Kyrie Irving's dribble style is by far the fastest and the best dribble style in the game right now, so do not go any lower than 90. So on this build, we have 72 perimeter defense, which is definitely doable. Obviously, you're not going to get clamps or 94 feet, but honestly, you really just don't need that as the off-ball lock this year, and it's just very hard to come by anyways without losing a ton of offense. But we do get bronze challenger, bronze fast feet, silver off-ball pest, so these badges all work pretty well. Challenger is really important because we're going to usually be guarding the other team's shooting guard more often than not, so having that extra boost to their contest will be very, very nice. But the main strength of this, as the off-ball lock basically, is the silver glove, silver interceptor, and the silver right stick ripper with the 85 steal. This works really, really well. Passing lanes are not great in this 2K, but the right stick ripper glove pair definitely is very good for blitzing and just for ripping anybody that's not the point guard. So definitely make use of this 85 steal. 27 offensive board, I'm sorry, 27 defensive board, which gets you nothing, but it's just got to be there. I don't remember what pushes this here, but there's a reason. I didn't put this up for no reason. It got pushed up from something else. 85 speed, we get gold hyperdrive, which is a pretty good badge this year. In last year's 2K, the best value for it was silver. I'm not sure if it's still the same in this 2K. Also, this is the first 2K that I feel like speed is actually really important. The off-ball movement in this game as a 2-guard is amazing. The new spot finder mechanic and the new spot finder badge are just really good. They're just really good. I get a ton of threes just from being goofy and doing dexing and off-ball movement. It's actually a lot of fun to be like a sharp this year. That's why you're actually seeing some pure sharps out here again, because the off-ball movement in this 2K is probably about as good as it's ever been, honestly. So getting that speed to an 85 is pretty cool. 87 acceleration, we get gold slippery off ball, we get gold speed booster and gold blow by. 87 acceleration is perfect on a 6'3" guard. I don't think you need like 95 plus acceleration like you did last year. It's also just pretty much impossible to have that high of acceleration anyways. But slippery off ball, again, talking about the off ball movement, this is a really good badge. You can even use this for cuts as well. It just keeps you from getting bumped as much. So this is really important for dexing and hash cuts and basically anything off ball. This is a really good badge. 55 vert doesn't really mean anything for our build, but again, it got pushed up from something else. 96 stamina, we get that gold handles for days. That will complete the build. I'm going to show you the build name, and then I'm actually going to give you my jump shot, because this jump shot I'm currently using feels great. I mean, I found it on day 1 and I haven't changed jump shot since I found it. It's that good of a jumper. So anyways, let's show the build name and then we'll show off the jumper and we'll end this video. Alright, so as you can see, we built a 3-point shot hunter. This is probably the worst part about the build. We have the most basic common name in the game, but it doesn't matter. The build itself is an absolute unit. But with that being said, let's now show off the jump shot. Alright, so here's the sauce for y'all. Kevin Porter Jr. base. It's the same base I used last year. It's still very good for small guards. Oscar Robertson release 1, Darius Garland release 2, maxed out speed, 80% Oscar, and 20% Darius Garland. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more 2K24 content. It's TLM Jev, and I'm out.